Hello everyone. I'm back here with a kind of a short video because I wanted to show you Emvoice 1. Somebody left a comment on one of my videos asking me if I plan to do anything with Deep Vocal or Emvoice 1. Now, I've heard of Deep Vocal before. I haven't really messed around with it, but I had never heard of Emvoice 1, so I did a Google search and found out, wow, we've got another voice synthesizer. It's in beta, though, and when I say beta, it's in like the really early stages. It's like version 0.19 or something like that. So it doesn't have a lot of features, and it is a VST. It's not a standalone program, so you're going to have to use it with your DAW of choice. I have Studio One Artist with the VST add-on, which is what's on the screen right now. And I quickly cobbled together something just to play around with it. So I've got this chord progression, which is A minor, C major, and E minor. And I put a quick drum track behind it. And I whipped up a quick example. Let me just play this thing for you first, and then I want to talk more in depth about Emvoice. Now, my first impression is the voice that it comes with, which is Lucy, is distinctly British, I would say. So if you think about that kind of music, that Brit Pop, European EDM kind of stuff, I think that would work very well. As you can see here, this is the Emvoice VST. Let me just open it up. One thing I noticed is that it's a pretty decent size. And when I say decent size, I mean it fits comfortably in the screen. It doesn't really block too much, though, you know, I can still do things if I need to, but keeping the window up all the time just to have it. You have your piano grid where you enter in notes. This is the pencil tool, and this is the normal tool that you would use to select a note. Like that. Pencil tool, of course, is where you would just draw the note. So it works pretty much the same as all the other vocal synthesizers you've probably used before. Now, being the beta that it is, there's not a lot of things you can do in terms of parameters to change how it sounds. But I think that by default, the voice is very, very expressive already. What you're left with then is, of course, entering the notes and changing the pitch. Now, the way it does it is a little different. In Vocaloid, you would enter this hyphen and tack it on to extend the note and change. You could make a smooth change of the pitch. Emvoice does it a little differently. You would just overlay a note. For instance, like this note, which is right below this one, it causes the pitch to dip down. Dips down here, then dips up here. And you can hear it. Oops. I always forget this. You have to always change the tool if you want to select and if you want to input.
I've got a hole in the seat of my pants again.
I do have some effects on it. I have some reverb and delay. But you can hear the pitch change.
I've got a hole in the seat of my pants again.
I think the voice sounds pretty good. Now below here, below the notes, you see the lyrics are entered. The way Emvoice works, it works in regions. if you have a group of notes together, they all stick together, and that's one solid region, and you can see where the lyrics is entered right below it. And here's another region. These are all together. See, this one is one separate region, and this one is one separate region right here. It only becomes one region if you move this and stick it. I always get confused about how to move these. There we go. If you moved it all the way to the left, and it will stick to the other group, and it becomes one group. But here's my beef with Emvoice. See how the lyrics are just in a line? It's not, the lyrics aren't attached to the separate note. And that's a problem for me. Because if you want to change the pitch of the note, you have to basically count. You know, let's say you want to change this one. You have to go, wait a minute, is everybody, oh wait, I want to change this one. I want to change the second syllable always. You have to count, because I don't know about you, but I can't tell just by looking at it which syllable is it, because it's not lined up. I really think that's something that they're going to have to change. And I mean, I guess you could just play it.
Pants, pants.
But I don't like the fact that I have to select and
Dip.
I want to know what it is just by looking at it, rather than having to do something
Gain.
to know what it is.
Good.
But anyway, that's my one quibble. Otherwise, it is pretty good. The voice sounds very good. And I'm guessing that eventually they'll put other kind of parameters. There is one other thing I want to show you, and that's some of the words have different pronunciations. If you highlight the word, the lyric, and you right-click, if it has more than one pronunciation, it would give you the option here to pick. And you can also edit directly the I don't know what you call those, phonemes. Is that the same thing term here? But anyway, that's where you can edit the note. But overall, I think it's pretty good.
I've got a hole in the seat of my pants again. Everybody's always picking on me. Makes me wanna hide behind up the tree.
One last thing I wanted to say, is that you have to be connected to the internet to use this thing. It actually goes out to the server, because I think it does the processing, the audio processing on the server. If you don't have a powerful computer, I guess that's helpful. But if you're not connected to the internet, there's going to be a problem. Which is why I think they recommend that once you get everything done and all your adjustments made, is to go ahead and bounce it to audio on Studio One. I would just put transform to audio track. So anyway, that was a quick look on Emvoice. I'll have to keep an eye on it when they publish the final version. Anyway, so there you go.